What's going on, guys? This is Mix and welcome back to The Far Side. This is my breakdown of the Black Adam trailer with Zaslav on the warpath, delaying shows left and right, with Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom delayed until December 2023. The Flash movie with Ezra Miller moved to June 2023. Even DC fandom has been cancelled for this year. It's dire for DC fans everywhere. The only movie left for us is Black Adam, slated for October 21, 2022. And the trailer looks surprisingly good. I didn't expect to give a lot more detail, to be honest, but it did increase my anticipation of the film better than the previous trailers. Let me know what you guys thought, and are you excited for Black Adam? If you're new here, please rock bottom that subscribe button. It would immensely help the channel. But enough about that, let's dive right in. Let's go. So we start the trailer with Black Adam's voiceover saying, "My son sacrificed his life to save me," and we can see him floating in the ocean. Notice his relatively lean physique and his tunic, which indicate this being a scene during his origin story. Next, a couple of scenes in succession: a barbarian forcing a boy in submission, an axe being swung like in an execution, Ted Adams aka Black Adam played by Dwayne Johnson shouting in anger, and last is him being thrown off a cliff, which might also connect to the very first frame. The character has had many origins in comic book history, but I think in the DCEU we'll see a version from the New 52 by Jeff Johns as seen in Shazam Volume 1. In the issue, Ted Adams was mortally wounded by the invading barbaric Sabbac long ago in a place called Khandaq. He was saved by his nephew Amon, who was the one actually deemed worthy to be the champion of the Council of Eternity, like Billy Batson. Amon chose to save his uncle, and they were both bestowed with the wizard's power. Ted Adams wanted revenge on what happened to his family, but Amon wanted to be merciful. As the boy looks up, they both say Shazam. The uncle puts his hand over the boy's face, apparently killing him, and steals all the power for himself. In the issue, he says that he used the power to free Khandaq.
"I did what needed to be done, and they imprisoned me for it."
Moving on, the voiceover says these powers are not a gift but a curse. It fades to black, then opens with him supercharged with lightning. Really cool shot right there. Then says it's born out of rage. We see his son in his arms. Next, a group of armed men surrounding him and start firing.
So I'm out to them.
Having no effect on him whatsoever. He actually grabs one and checks what are they shooting him with. This might be the first time he re-emerges in the modern world after 5,000 years, so he assumes guns are some form of magic. He then proceeds to destroy them, which reminds me of the Fiora scene in Man of Steel. The men here might be mercenaries of Inner Gang. Crime syndicate originally based off of Metropolis faced off several times with Superman, at times armed with advanced technology supplied by the new gods of Apocalypse, and is able to take on super powered beings. In the back there, it looks like they're fighting in a throne room. I'm not sure if it's a seat on the Council of Eternity or if it's where he was imprisoned. Anyway, it looks like he'll break free. The next scene, we see a mansion that looks a lot like the Xavier mansion in Marvel. The voiceover says this loose cannon needs to be locked down before innocent people start getting hurt. We might be seeing a part of the mansion repurposed for the Justice Society of America or meetings and stuff. More on that in a second. We then cut to a scene that might have been pulled straight from Iron Man in 2008. Black Adam flanked by jets. One of the pilots tell him to go down. He punches the wing instead. No thank you. We see him in captivity. Remember, he needs to say Shazam just like Billy Batson to turn to his super-powered alter ego, although we rarely see him in human form even in the comics. Here it seems he's caged in a machine of some kind. We know he's depowered at this point. He's not that ripped, no lightning coursing through his body. The voiceover continues.
"You find us a cell that can hold him, we'll take care of the rest."
Next, we see Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis, asking who's on the team. We can see her affiliations: Justice League, that S may stand for Suicide Squad, which she is more known for, and a last part might say United States government or something to that effect. Then a shot of a hangar and a jet. Again, not unlike the X-Men's Blackbird, this might be a version of the Steel Eagle in the comics created by Pat Dugan. We see four figures walking towards it. We see Albert Rothstein, aka Adam Smasher. He's the godson of Al Pratt, the Golden Age Atom, he has the ability to grow really huge and has super strength. We see his giant form later on in the trailer. Pierce Brosnan plays Kent Nelson, aka Dr. Fate, a powerful sorcerer who fights evil as the agent for the Lords of Order. He is holding the helmet of fate created by Nabu along with the amulet of Anubis and the cloak of destiny, together granting him his powers. Aldous Hodge there is playing Carter Hall, aka Hawkman, and Quintessa Swindell as Cyclone. The mansion then opens up, revealing the concealed hangar, while we hear Dr. Fate say,
"We're the Justice Society."
Not to be confused with Justice League. Justice Society of America, or JSA, first published in All-Star Comics #3, is the very first team of superheroes with original members like Dr. Fate, the Spectre, Hourman, and Golden Age Flash and Green Lantern. Now we can see a better shot of the plane here coming out of the hangar with golden highlights, then cut to Hawkman putting on his helmet. The helmet, mace, and wings might be made of Thanagarian nth metal. This curious metal has multiple properties in the DC universe like gravity negation, allowing Hawkman to fly, symbiosis enhancing the strength of his host, and power augmentation, to mention just a few. His wings spread out looks very cool, but actually a form of navigation during flight. We see a shot of Dr. Fate reverting to human form. He then get a shot of him push a chopper to another, then throw it away as junk. He then says, "I'm not peaceful," as we cut to a scene where Cyclone, here played by actress Quintessa Swindell, is using her powers. I like the green throwing metal bars, trying to put him in a cage. Great shot of him unfazed by this. He doesn't care. Another shot of him, this time getting up, looking menacing. So far, the way it's cut, he's just taking everything from the team. Then he says, "Nor do I surrender." Hawkman now using his mace here, jumping right at Black Adam. Great form. Then stops him mid-swing. He even flaps his wings a few times. He then strikes him with the lightning bolt, throwing him back and slams into a car. He continues saying, "I kneel before no one." Then it's Dr. Fate's turn, conjuring crystalline magic to try and trap him. He does look to struggle a little bit with this scene here. Then fade to another earlier shot of him surrounded by armed personnel. This time he throws one before exploding. Then we see a woman seemingly with tears in her eyes. This is supposed to be Adrianna Tomaz, aka Isis, played by actress Sarah Shahi. In the comics, she is a prisoner of Intergang along with her brother Amon. Black Adam grants her the powers of the goddess Isis with a magical amulet. Amon, crippled by his captors, was given powers by Black Adam. Together, they become the Black Marvel family, similar to the Shazam family. Next scene, we see two speeders. In the back, we can see an old city, quite possibly the capital Shirta in Khandaq, Black Adam's homeland. Culturally similar to Egypt, we can see some ancient structures interspersed with modern buildings. Intergang might be occupying the city, trying to expand their operations. Next, we get a good look at Atom Smasher in giant form, first dropping from above, then a shot of him punching the ground, which might be connected to another shot. We see a shot of Thet Adam's son and wife. Now, quick shot of the jet flying across an icy landscape, then Adrianna running with Amon. Voiceover this time by Dr. Fate continues as we transition to this awesome shot of Black Adam being held back. He incinerates this car. It slowly melts as he electrocutes it. Then he wakes up seemingly from a vision. Next scene, the jet bathed in fire. We see the crew inside brace for impact, crashes into the ocean. Now we see advanced ships here, possibly Intergang too. Then another shot of Black Adam walking along an elaborate hall. Now this is an interesting shot. A demonic figure rises out of the water, boiling from the apparent heat emanating from its body. Some of it evaporates from his skin right there. Elaborate gear with skull ornaments too. Then Hawkman changes his weapon to an axe as we get a shot of who he's facing. At first I thought this could be Trigon, but then again, Trigon is super powerful, guys. One of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. We're talking about Darkseid levels OP. That's Justice League level stuff. But it has been confirmed that this is Sabbac. So who is Sabbac? Well, this supervillain is very similar to Black Adam and Shazam in that he's able to transform by saying his name, which stands for various demonic entities, each granting him different powers like strength, indestructibility, evil wisdom, flame powers, other evil stuff. Next, a shot of a speeder thing zooming through a tunnel. You can see another shot of Cyclone, Dr. Fate casting a spell here, Hawkman grabbing people from atop a building, an explosion of some kind, more Intergang pointing their guns, Black Adam powering up in the middle of the city with ancient statues, probably where he woke up after his slumber. In the back there, we can see Atom Smasher running at him. This probably connects to an earlier shot of him punching the ground. As I said, you can see the location is quite similar. Dr. Fate's gonna be like, "You just just made him mad. Final shot, we see him land casually as massive explosions erupt behind him. Then we can see the Black Adam logo. It looks kind of good. I mean, it could really use a Henry Cavill Superman cameo at some point, but JSA seems like an established group with OG crew recruiting new blood like Atom Smasher and Cyclone is pretty nice. This seems like a solid entry to me. Let me know what you guys think of the trailer. Are you guys hyped? Anyway, that's it for the Black Adam breakdown. Please subscribe to get more of this content if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. Keep rocking out there and see you on the next one.